Hey there, I'm Steve, and welcome to Jam Center Entertainment. And welcome to the conversation. Just before we get started, there are many ways you can help. You can like and subscribe so you never miss the conversation. But most importantly, please share this video. Get the word out there as a community. We can talk about all the things that we love. Today on Throwback Thursday, we're looking at The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, starring Paul Huddsmith, Paula Raymond, Cecil Kellaway, Kenneth Tobey, Donald Woods, and Jack Pennick. So, I thought this movie inspired Godzilla, and after doing some research, I think very similar movies were thought of independently of each other. One in the West, this movie, one in the East, Godzilla, because there's only 16 months between them. This came out in 53 and Godzilla came out in 54. Godzilla's the next movie. Both of them involve nuclear testing as part of the plot, and because they are doing these tests, it awakens a horrible monster. I'm not going to go into comparisons yet. I'm going to watch Godzilla and then I'll do the comparison. I mean, some of the big comparisons are this monster is on 4 legs. It kind of looks like a carnivorous brontosaurus. And Godzilla is on 2 legs and just looks like a T-Rex, kinda. The other big differences are The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms is stop motion and Godzilla is a man in a suit. Now, how this ties into King Kong. King Kong inspired the great Ray Harryhausen. He saw that as a kid and he found what he wanted to do for the rest of his life. Stop motion for film. And I believe this is Ray Harryhausen's first film. And you can tell that he really honed his craft leading up to this one. I mean, it got better in other films. I haven't seen those films, at least I don't think I have. I can't remember. I've seen the bits and pieces of other films that Ray Harryhausen has worked on, and I know a little bit about his history I've already talked about. I do know what's absolutely crazy about him is that he always did all the stop motion work on his own. He never got an assistant to help him out. He never taught anyone to pass it on, or maybe he did, but like all the films, he did 100% himself, and that is insane. If you've been following the channel for quite a while, you know that I've done some crude stop motion. What I've done is very time consuming. I can only imagine the level of Ray Harryhausen and the level that it is now. Movies like Kubo and the Two Strings, it's just a whole new level. But it all started somewhere. I'd have to do more research. I don't think King Kong was the first movie to use stop motion. Maybe it was the first movie to do all those blending effects, but it certainly has come a long way in 90 years. This movie is only an hour and 20 minutes long, and it does a decent job of not showing the monster too much until the last third. Despite this movie only being an hour and 20 minutes long, it does drag a bit. Probably because they do show the monster sparingly, and I think what could have made this movie more exciting in such a short time frame is more conflict with the monster, because it is the last third where the army attacks, and that's the big action sequence. You do see the monster take out a ship and then later a lighthouse, and it is fun to watch that. But the parts with the humans, it's like most monster movies, the parts with the humans are normally boring. A comparison I can do is to King Kong, and they showed more of Kong and he had other monsters to fight. A solo monster movie is a little more difficult, and we can talk a little more in depth than that when I get to Godzilla. And I'm going to watch both versions that came out in the 50s. The original Japanese one and then the American version. As far as this movie goes, it's enjoyable enough. I think if you want to satiate your curiosity and watch an older monster movie, I'd catch this one on streaming. Those are my thoughts on The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and live your imagination.